Hello, the story that I'm bringing to you today is a two-parter. Unfortunately, because my account is so new, I cannot upload a video longer than 15 minutes. As it would happen, this one ended up being somewhere around 16 minutes, of course, so I will be uploading it in two parts. Here is the second part. But then, in the darkness of the clothes, I saw movement. I saw it. I saw that blasphemous monstrosity which confounded my entire perception of the universe. I saw that horrid nightmare, pried from the depths of God's fever dreams. I saw the squiggle. The visage of corroded flesh stole the blood from my face. Its sickly eyes stared deep into my soul. My knees became weak. I couldn't stand in the same world that the monstrosity existed. The unyielding pressure of an incoming faint pushed my body off balance. Before the curtains of reality came down, I remember swaying toward the closet. My face became immediately familiar with one of the cartoon horse stickers my daughter had attached to the furniture. With a dull wooden thud, I lost consciousness. I awoke to the sensation of frozen peas pressed against my forehead. The lights were on. I was on the couch in the living room. Next to me sat my wife, one hand on the makeshift ice pack, the other gripped around her phone. "Should I call an ambulance?" she asked. "No," I said. "No, I'm fine." "You're shaking." I was. The afterimage of the horror was still bouncing around my skull. The unexplainable madness that I had witnessed was still sending twitches through my shivering muscles. "I'm fine," I repeated. "What happened?" My mouth felt like it was full of battery acid. There were no words to explain the ghastly fiend that I had seen hiding in my daughter's closet. I wanted to scream. I wanted to pray. I wanted to beg the heavens for some sort of explanation to the cruel images that were seared into my mind. "I fell," I finally said. "I'm fine." "Are you sure?" "Yes." She lifted the frozen peas off of my forehead. "Doesn't look like you'll need stitches." "Good," I said. I wasn't there. I wasn't sitting on my couch being tended to by my wife. I was somewhere else. I was standing stark naked before a cruel world that I never knew existed. A horrible blizzard of incomprehensible shapes was freezing my bones. I was a frail worm face to face with the Goliath of the abyss. I was nothing in a world that meant me harm. Yet, suddenly, past the fear, past the soul-shattering features of the abomination, something recognizable took hold. A familiar worry grasped my being. I sat up on the couch. "Where's Annie?" "Sleeping," my wife said. "I came as soon as I heard the crash. The blood from your cut scared her for a bit, but she tuckered out enough to fall asleep." I got up and moved straight towards my daughter's bedroom. My fear of that horrid creature had not passed. With every step towards her room, my jaw clenched tighter and tighter. But my legs carried me regardless. I needed to make sure my child was safe. She was lying in bed, deep in her dreams. The unicorn covers were pulled over her face. Her closet was shut. "Are you coming back to bed?" My wife's touch made me flinch. I couldn't keep my eyes off the closet. There was a dark spot where my forehead met the furniture. "I'm gonna clean up the blood," I said. "Don't wait up." "Are you sure you're fine?" "Yes," I lied. The damp cloth from the kitchen didn't make a difference. I was too late. My blood had soaked into the cartoon horse sticker. The red splotch would be a permanent feature of my daughter's closet. It would always remind me of what I had seen. I considered whether the creature that I had seen could have been a byproduct of lack of sleep, but the thought refused to take hold. I considered whether the creature that I had seen could have been a byproduct of lack of sleep, but the thought refused to take hold. The body of the creature had managed to seem both impossible and unavoidably real at the same stroke. I knew that I could not sleep unless I convinced myself the horror had never been real to begin with. With my mind turning faint again, I touched the handle of the closet. My vision was starting to blur. A familiar sound of static started to buzz around my ears, but I didn't let go of the closet door. I needed to confront reality. I needed to believe that the squiggle wasn't real. The empty closet did not lighten my heart. It simply reminded me of what I saw. It simply made the memory of that burning bush of flesh in my eyes shine brighter. The squiggle ran away. She looked at me from her unicorn bed. There was a calmness in her voice which suggested the house bond we had both witnessed wasn't a thing worth worrying anymore. You saw it? You saw that thing? She nodded her head. After you hit your head on the closet, it crawled over you and jumped out the window. Crawled over me? Crawled over me? I yelled, louder than I should have. I could hear my wife switch on the night lamp in my bedroom. Yes, my daughter replied, casually. The squiggle went over your tummy and on the window. It's okay. It's not real. The thought of those wet strands of flesh crawling over my body made me feel incurably violated. My abdomen was no longer my own. It belonged to that horrible nightmare. You saw it? Yes. And you're not scared? No, she said, smiling. I considered whether the squiggle was real, and now I'm brave like you. I wanted to grab her and tell her that she should be scared. I wanted to tell her that what she saw, what we both saw, was something that should inspire wails and despair. But her innocent smile made me turn away. Her fragile mind had made peace with the squiggle. I was the only one being haunted. Good night, Annie, I said, closing her window and locking it. Good night, Daddy, she replied, descending back into her blanket. My wife was standing in the doorway of the bedroom, concerned. I told her I couldn't go back to sleep. I told her I needed to be alone. I told her I was going to watch some TV. The screen is tuned to the static of a dead channel. The ashtray is full and the bottle half empty. We live in a universe that means us harm. We live in a godless world where unearthly abominations hide in little girls' closets. Regardless of how much I drink or how hard I try to rationalize, I cannot convince myself otherwise. All of the windows in the house are shut and locked, but I can hear the birds starting to sing outside. A new day is starting, but I am unable to face it. I cannot carry on knowing that that thing is somewhere out there, crawling through the grass. I drink more now, praying that the liquor will help me forget. I drink more, desperately hoping that I will be able to convince myself that the abomination was a trick of the eye. I drink more, knowing it won't help. Thank you so much for those who stuck around for part 2. I hope you enjoyed the story today. If you did, please consider giving a like to this video, or even possibly following my channel. I hope that you all have a great day and that this story didn't creep you out too much.